Hi everyone and welcome to Monday's maths lesson with Mr. West. This week we're going to be focusing on statistics, and in this lesson we're going to be interpreting some charts. Some of you might have already done it in a test, so this week should be okay. So for the first question, it asks us to look at this pictogram. And a pictogram is basically a fancy way of saying, have a look at this chart and basically there's pictures in it. What we need to make sure is that we have a careful look at what we call the key at the side. So if I get my laser pointer, normally, okay, a lot of you will be like, oh, this is £1, that's £2, that's £3 and such. But we need to have a look at this key bit of information here. And it says here, each image, so each one of these pounds equals 5 children. So this is really important when interpreting pictograms because this is our vital bit of information here. So it says, look at this pictogram, and it's talking about pocket money. So this is children who get less than £5. Okay, so this is the pictogram for that. So £6 to £10, this is how many children get in between £6 to £10. This is how many children get in between £11 and £15, and this is how many children have £16 to £20. Now remember, each one of these pound coins are worth 5 children. So have a go at this bit at the bottom here. It says fill in the blanks in each table. So how many children get less than £5? How many children get £6 to £10? One's already been filled in for you here. Okay, so then you just need to focus on how many children also get £16 to £20. So pause the video, have a go, and when you think you've got the answer, unpause it and we'll go through it together. Okay, let's see if you got the right answer. So remember, this is the key bit of information. Each one of those pound coins are worth 5 children. So it's almost like doing your 5 times table. So here's the answer. So less than £5, it equaled 15. Now why is that? Because there's 3 of these pound coins, and we know each pound coin is worth 5 children. Well, what is 5 times 3? 15. So there's your answer. Well done. It's the exact same for £6 to £10 because it's got 3 pound coins in there as well. So if I already know the answer to this, then it must be the same for this as well. £11 to £15 was already done for us. And for the £16 to £20, there's only one of those pound coins. But remember, it's not just one for the answer. I need to look over here because one is worth 5 children. So this is going to be quite critical today. So well done if you got those answers. Moving on. So for the next question, we call this a tally chart. Well, why? Because you might notice like your fences and sticks. This is a tally chart where you do the sticks and then that diagonal for when it's worth 5. And it says here, think of one question to ask about the information in this tally chart. So up here, we normally call this a title. It says holiday destinations. And we have the UK, we have Europe, and we have the rest of the world. And it asks us to think of one question to ask about the information in this tally chart. So imagine if you were a teacher, okay, using this information here, what question could you ask children, okay, where the answer is in this tally chart? Okay, so I'll let you have a guess and you'll have to think of one question. If you want to think of more than one, then that'd be awesome. But pause the video here and see if you can think of one question to ask about the information in this tally chart. Off you go. Okay, let's see if you managed to think of a question. Now, there are many different answers for this. Okay, so it says here, we've got various answers. For example, how many people stayed in the UK for their holiday? And I can have the answer to this question because if I look in the information here, okay, all I have to do is look at the UK, okay, and it's about the holiday destinations. And remember, each one of these fences or gates is worth 5 because it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 sticks. Okay, and then don't forget the extra one here, so 5 and 1 is 6. So from that question there, I can get the answer from looking in this tally chart. Okay, so how many people stayed in the UK for their holiday? Well, I can work out that was 6. Which is the least popular destination? So again, using this information, I just need to figure out, well, which one has the least amount? Okay, so which one has the less or the least? Okay, so rest of the world would be the answer for that one because that's only got 2. Europe has 4 and the UK has 6. And we can almost do the inverse of that. We could ask which is the most popular destination, and that would be the UK because that's the most. How many people were asked in total? So this would involve actually adding up each of these columns. So what is 6 add 4? Well, that's 10. Add 2, well, that'd be 12. So 12 people were asked here. And how many more people stayed in the UK than travelled to Europe? I'd have to work out the difference. So for Europe, there was 4, and in the UK, there was 6. And remember, you do 6, take away 4, that'll give you the difference. So that was 2. And you can always use the inverse. How do I get from 4 to 6? Well, I can add 2. So it's the same either way. So well done if you got that. We'll move on. So for this question here, it says use the information in the table to create a bar chart. Okay, these charts, okay, they just look like really big bars basically, hence why it's called a bar chart. Okay, we have silver, we have red, and we have blue. Okay, which is the same information here, silver, red, blue. And we've been given some numbers here at the side, 35, 40, and 55. So 35 for silver, 40 for red, and 55 for blue. Okay, we have to create a bar chart. Okay, so I know when I'm looking at the silver one, I need to make sure that is 35 for my bar. And red, I need to make sure that's 40, and blue, I need to make sure that's 55. However, there's some things missing at the side here. Okay, the values are missing at the side. So do I have, well, the very bottom line needs to be 0 because that's nothing there, okay? But then do I go up in, for example, 1? So do I do 0, 1, 2, 3? Well, no, because if my least, the number that's the smallest on the information provided, if the smallest is 35, it wouldn't make sense going up in 1s because then I'd need another, 32 of these. So I can't go up in 1s, but can I go up in 5s? Well, 0, 5, 10, 15, that's still not enough. Could I go up in 10s? 0, 10, 20, 30. Nah, it's still too little. Could I go up in 20s? 0, 20, 40, 60. I could maybe do that because my number here for blue is 55 and that's the most. So I need to make sure I at least cover that. Okay, so I might be able to go up in 20s here. Okay, now it's all about creating the bar chart. So if I know this is going up in 20s, so 20 is here, 40 is there, and 60 is there, how would I draw my bar for silver to make sure that's at 35, for red that's at 40, and for blue that's at 55. It's a little bit tricky, this one, but see if you can have a go. So pause the video, and then if you think you've got it, come back and we'll go through it together. Alright, welcome back. So, here are the answers. So for this, it's what we've already discussed. It says discuss which scale to use. And we talk about scale, basically what do my numbers go up in at the side? So do I go up in 1s, 2s, 5s, and 10s? Well, that didn't work. We went up in 20s. And how will I show 35 and 55? That's the difficult part. Okay, but here is the answer on this slide. So for silver, okay, remember we already discussed that it's going to be going up in 20s. So the number of cars are going to be at the side here, and obviously it's the colour for here. Okay, so silver, okay, obviously we've got 0. 20, 30 would be about halfway. So 30 is around about here. Okay, but remember I need 35, and 35 is in between 30 and 40. So again, I need to make sure I'm in between 30 and 40. So it needs to be drawn about here. Red is easy because red is 40, and we already discussed it's going up in 20s. So 40 is there, so I make sure it's level with 40 there. Okay, just to show there's number of cars was 40 for red. And for blue, again, this was tricky because we're going up in 20s. Okay, blue was 55. So 55, okay, I'd need to go up. Okay, and 50 is in between 40 and 60. Okay, so that'll be about halfway there. But then 55 is in between 50 and 60. So I'd have to make sure again that it was in between 50 and 60. Okay, so it was a little bit of a difficult one, that one, but well done if you managed to guess it and get it correct. Excellent. All right. Okay, so here is our last question. So this is question number 4. So it says, use the bar chart to answer the questions. And up here we've got cake sales, and at the bottom here we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and at the side we have our scale, okay, going up in 15s. You've got 3 questions to answer. You've got how many cakes were sold on Monday, what is the most cakes sold in one day, and on which day were the least amount of cakes sold. So use the chart and see if you can answer those 3 questions there. So pause the video and then we'll go through them together. Okay, welcome back. So let's see if you managed to get the right answers. So, do your answers look like these? And if they do, well done. But let's go through them together just in case you might have made a mistake somewhere. So how many cakes were sold on Monday? So using the bar chart, okay, like I said, it's a bar chart because they look like bars, okay? And it says how many cakes were sold on Monday. So when you do these questions on Purple Mash, it's all about reading the questions really carefully, okay, especially in this second one here. So, how many cakes were sold on Monday? So, we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I need to make sure I'm focusing on the Monday section here. Okay, and then I look up the bar and look to where the top is, and let's see which number it's in line with. It's in line with 45. So, 45 cakes were sold on Monday. So, that was the answer for number 1, 45. For the second question, what is the most cakes sold in one day? So for this bit of information, I need to make sure I'm looking at the most cakes sold. All right, so looking at the bars, which one is the biggest? Which one has the biggest value? And looking at Wednesday, it looks like 60 was the highest answer, okay, because all of the other bars are smaller. And so that's the answer for that one. So 60 on Wednesday. And for number 3, on which day were the least amount of cakes sold? So again, key information here, the least amount, okay, of cakes sold. And this one was a bit cheeky because you had 2 that were the exact same. They're all on that same line. And it looks like these 2 were the least amount, okay, because this bar's bigger, Wednesday's clearly bigger, and Monday's bigger as well. So these 2 were actually the answer for number 3 because they are both level with each other. And they are level with 30. Okay, so on which day were the least amount of cakes sold? It was Tuesday and Thursday because they're the exact same. So that one was a little bit sneaky there, so watch out for that if you've got a question like that on your Purple Mash work. Speaking of Purple Mash work, Miss Kennedy has set all... This is what your maths work will look like on a Purple Mash. So if I get my laser pointer, when you do your maths work on Purple Mash, this is what it will look like. Okay, and this is a lot better than what you did, I think, in about February, March time, or maybe April. There's a pen icon here that allows you to actually write on the sheet, like you would do in a normal maths lesson. So if you can actually fill in your answers with the pen icon, you can just write it in. If you prefer to maybe type it in, if you click on this A here, it will create a text box. So if you click on the A and then tick in the box, or you can actually put it anywhere, you can just drag it in later. If you click on the A, click on the box, you can actually type in the answer. So for example, look at this bar chart. We've been through this one on the slideshow. This can either be typed in or it can be written in. It's absolutely fine. However, if you get onto 6A and 6B, and that's where you have to think of the questions to go with the tally chart, you can actually do a text box and you can use the space below here. Okay, because you might not be able to squeeze in your 2 questions in the actual answer box. You can actually use the space underneath. So open a text box there and you can write obviously as much as you need to. So if you can write on the sheet as normal, but if you need to, there is space at the bottom for you to actually write in. If you need it to be zoomed in, there is the magnifying glasses at the top. So don't forget, the one with the plus allows you to zoom in if you can't quite see it. And obviously the one with the minus symbol zooms out. So you've got your zoom in tools there, and then remember, click the pen to obviously write the answer in, and if you need to create a text box, then click on the A, then click on it, and then you should be able to write it in there. So good luck with your maths work. I look forward to seeing if you manage to smash it, and I'll see you in the next video tomorrow.